Hey everyone, this is Tell the Truth Radio. I'm your host, Ron Fitch, and I'm going to have to tell the truth. There's a lot going on in the world of sports. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and their loss and all the comings and goings in the NFL, NBA, all that good stuff. We're going to talk about the Cowboys Seahawks first. I want to preface this before I get into the Cowboys game. They're one of the best and most talented 1 and 2 teams in the NFL. I got an older brother named Mike Fitch. He's going to be very mad at me for saying anything nice about the Cowboys, but this is Tell the Truth Radio. I have to tell the truth. They're very talented. What's going on with them as far as making silly mistakes? I don't. When I watch them, I'm like, what? But they're still very talented, even though they're 1 and 2. I have to say that. So I know I'm going to get a text from him saying, why did you say that on your show? Because sometimes I'll say things like, why did you say that? And he's going to say, I'm going to explain. Very soon, I'm going to explain why the Cowboys are the most talented 1 and 2 team in the league. The problem is with the Cowboys is they play the Seattle Seahawks. Let me look at the list of mistakes they made. You leave Lockett over for a touchdown. There's a stupid safety because Zeke Elliott tripped. I don't know if it tripped over his lineman or his own 2 feet, so he couldn't get out of the end zone. You have 2 missed extra points. So now you got to go for 2, and you missed the 2-point conversion. Poor execution on the last drive. Zeke had a lot of drops for screen passes, easy drop passes. Tyler Lockett, I could explain on the first touchdown to Tyler Lockett that gave the Seattle Seahawks a 7-3 lead. I could break this down real fast. Tyler Lockett runs a go route. DK Metcalf breaks off his route to a post route. 4 Cowboys cover DK Metcalf. No one covers Lockett. So Lockett runs free for a touchdown. That made no sense. Then the safety. So it's 9-3. But the Cowboys come right back down. In an explosive fashion, come right back down the field. Zeke Elliott scores. They missed the extra points. It was 9-9. The Seahawks throw a 62-yard bomb to DK Metcalf is going to score. He profiles before he gets in the end zone, gets the ball smacked out of his hands, and goes in the end zone, and Seattle doesn't score. And Russell Wilson shows you how great he is. He goes up to DJ Metcalf and says, listen, all the great players finish off plays. So I need you to finish off your plays because I need you to be great because you are great. But for you to be great, you got to finish off plays. After the game, DJ Metcalf said how much he appreciated that, kept him in the game, and they're going to need him because I'm going to tell you why toward the end of this segment. But the Seahawks end up getting a score off they end up scoring, and then the Cowboys score right back. And then the Dak Prescott interception, and then Seattle comes right back before the half to score to make it 22-15. Because the Cowboys scored, they missed the second extra point. Okay, start the second half, they fumble. Seattle gets it in their own territory, Dallas territory, score to make it 30-15. All right, Cowboys, and this is how explosive the Cowboys are. Dak Prescott, 10-yard pass to Michael Gallup. And then they're going right down the field. Amari Cooper. And then the Cowboys end up getting the ball and scoring a touchdown. Cedric Wilson, who's the 4th-string wide receiver, 42-yard touchdown pass, 30-22. And here come the Cowboys again in the 4th quarter. They're going to look to tie the score. So they end up, and this is the Cowboys. Gallup, long touchdown pass, ties the game. Well, they kick the extra point. Then they come back down, and they try a 2-point conversion. They miss. But then the Cowboys get the ball back again after the Gallup touchdown. and they don't convert. They're 30-28. They come back down to make it 31-30. They're leading. So they come back down the field, but they could have scored a touchdown. They didn't. And you left time for Russell Wilson. 3:59. They go all the way down the field, convert on fourth down. 3rd and 3 at the 29. 29-yard touchdown pass to DJ Metcalf, the guy that was discouraged. But Russell Wilson encouraged him. Very important. They end up taking the lead, getting a 2-point conversion. But in my mind, I'm like, all right. Dallas is down 7, 38-31. Dallas is going to come back. They come right back down the field. I said, because Seattle was losing players. They didn't have Adams at safety. So the Cowboys got so much talent, they're going to come down and tie this score. They go all the way down the field, and then they break down. The offensive line gives up a sack. Then on fourth down, they give up another potential sack. But Dak Prescott miraculously gets out of that and then throws an interception. Could throw it away and live to fight another day. But he throws an interception, and Seattle wins the game. And Dallas is a better team than Seattle. Seattle's hurting. Dallas has talent across the board. And this is my explanation why Dallas is one of the best 1 or 2 teams in the league, which means nothing. But they're still going to win division, but they can't be a Super Bowl team making these stupid mistakes. There you have Zeke Elliott, who didn't play well. Dak Prescott, who had over 400 yards passing. You have Amari Cooper. Yeah, now you have Wilson. You have Gallup. You have CeeDee Lamb, who was balling now. Your tight end Schultz is playing good. You got Aldon Smith, who's unblockable. You have Lawrence. You have Raekwon Smith. The secondary played lousy, but you got talent on the secondary. The secondary hasn't played good. That's the biggest problem with the Cowboys. The secondary has underachieved with the talent that I do like. So they've underachieved. Mike McCarthy, man, you got to take some hits on this. Now, speaking of hits, I'm going to be a little critical of the Saints. They lost to the Green Bay Packers, 37-30. I'm going to break this game down. The game didn't take shape until the third quarter. Near the end of the half, Sanders gets a touchdown pass, and the Saints are in good shape. They're up 17-10. And then Green Bay comes back down. And they come and they take 17-12. I'm sorry. And Green Bay comes down, and Aaron Rodgers is just straight balling. 72-yard pass to Allen Lazard, and it was a thing of beauty. Then they end up scoring 20-17. They're leading. The Saints, it's just dink and dunk. Dink, dink, and dunk. Drew Brees not getting the ball down the field. I know Michael Thomas is not there, but you have Sanders, and then you also have Tariq Smith. You have guys that can get down the field, but they can't get down the field. So it's dink and dunk and dink and dunk all the way down the field. They end up kicking a field goal. And Green Bay comes right down the field because Aaron Rodgers is not dinking and dunking. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? And he throws an 18-yard pass to Mercedes Lewis, and they end up taking a 27-20 lead. And New Orleans comes back down the field, but it's dink and dunk. And he dinks a pass to Alvin Kamara, who makes an amazing run, 52-yard touchdown run on a screen pass. A lot of missed tackles by Green Bay. They end up tying the score. And this is what really ruined the Saints. I can tell you right now. The Saints commit a fourth and down. Aaron Jones gets stopped. So now Green Bay has momentum. They have a ball to Green Bay 48. And they get too cute. Tyson Hill fakes the handoff and doesn't really secure the ball, gets stripped, and Green Bay gets the ball. And to New Orleans' credit, they hold them to a field goal, 30-27. But then now, and I'm saying to myself, Green Bay is going to flood the zone. And when I say flood the zone, I mean they're going to bring all their safeties and cornerbacks up to dare Brees to go deep, and they couldn't. So there was nowhere to throw the ball, and they ended up having to punt, and Green Bay went right down the field. Boom, boom, boom. Aaron Rodgers, 1-yard touchdown pass, and that's game. And Aaron Rodgers is amazing. Now, Green Bay. Woo! Green Bay is playing on a high A-plus level. solid defensively. Aaron Rodgers is ridiculous. 21 of 32, 283 yards, 129 QB rating. My gosh. The Saints is just too much dink and dunk. I don't know if they don't trust Breeze. He's a little older, but you're not getting the longest pass other than the screen pass was a 10-yard pass to Murray. And that's not going to cut it when you're trying to compete with the Tampas and the Green Bays and the Seattles of the world. And when I look at the rest of the league, I looked at the Rams and Bills. The Rams were down big to the Bills. The Bills were tearing the Rams to pieces with Singletary, Allen just making some amazing throws. He throws to Stephon Diggs for a 40-yard touchdown pass. It's 28-3. Rams wake up, and they're moving the ball, and they ended up scoring a touchdown. And then this weird interception. John Johnson III snatched the ball away from Tyler Kroft. Rams take advantage of it. 22-yard touchdown pass, Jared Goff to Woods. And the Rams are a rhythm type of team. So they get into a type of rhythm. And you like how they start to move the ball. They stop Buffalo because Aaron Donald's starting to blow up the Buffalo offense. And the Rams get the ball again. Goff, Cooper Kupp, 16 yards, touchdown, 2-point conversion. So it's 28-25. And the Aaron Donald strip sacks Josh Allen. So now the Rams have the ball at the Buffalo 37 and come all the way down the field. This is only the Rams can. They score, take a 32-28 lead. And the Buffalo Bills are moving the ball. They converted a 3rd and 25. It's 4th and 8. And they say bad pass interference penalty call. And then Buffalo ends up scoring. It was not a good call. But see, the Rams got away with a bad call against the Cowboys. This call was worse. I don't think this was pass interference at all. But Buffalo takes advantage and wins, and they're undefeated. And the Steelers and the Titans end up taking care of business. And the Bears are undefeated because of Nick Foles. And Atlanta blew another 15-point lead. I'm firing Quinn today. I'm not wasting any more time. There should be some pink slips. The Texans coach, because there's a lot of talent to be winless. They did not score a point against Pittsburgh in the second half. The Jets coach and Texans coach is the Jets coach, and Dan Quinn of Atlanta. I'd fire them in season, which you normally don't do in football. All right, it's report card time. I'm giving out grades. This is my A+. These are my A+ teams. Kansas City and Baltimore, I'm going to break that down in a minute. Green Bay is my A+, and Seattle. Those are my A+ teams. A-, New England. They destroyed the Raiders. They ran down the Raiders' throat. Between Burkett and Sonny Michel, who had over 100 yards, they out-Raidered the Raider. They gave John Gruden a taste of his own medicine, and they destroyed the Oakland Raiders. My B+ teams, Pittsburgh and Tennessee, they're playing good, but they're playing good in spurts. Tennessee did not play good run defense at all yesterday. Dalvin Cook almost had 200 yards rushing, but they're undefeated. And the Steelers and the Titans play each other. So somebody's going to play their way into that A+ category. The Rams are a B+, and Tennessee, my B+, other B+ teams, Rams, because they lost, but they're going to be upset. So they might take it on the Giants, unfortunately. My B- team is Chicago, because I'm not overly impressed, because they could have lost all 3 games. Lions drop a pass that would have won the game. Atlanta blows another game. And Daniel Jones if he had some more time, they'd have beat the Bears. Cleveland moved up to a B- team. Indianapolis has very physical team with Phillip Rivers. Arizona lost, but I still have them in the B- area. Now, before I get into the NBA, I'm going to break down Baltimore and Kansas City. You're talking about 2 quarterbacks at this point in time that are playing flawless football. I'll give you some stats really quick. Mahomes, 51 of 79, 513, 5 TDs, 0 interceptions. Lamar, 479, 4 TDs, 0 interceptions. So they're playing efficiently. Hilaire is rushing the ball well. Ravens do run by committee, and Jackson is their guy. But, Ingram, J.K. Dobbins, who's another weapon. Hollywood Brown is really playing well. So they're really playing well. The Chiefs are playing pretty good because they haven't had one pass over 20 yards this year. They need to try to exploit a younger, very good Baltimore defense, but they're young. They have youth across the board, but they're very good young players. And then they're stout up front because they're better at stopping the run. So if Hilaire doesn't get going, Mahomes has to have time to throw the ball. And that's where I think the Ravens will win because they're going to get to Mahomes a little bit. They're home. They're due. They lost 2 close games to Kansas City. They're due. I got the Ravens winning this game tonight. People are going to put them in the Super Bowl. I'm not putting them in the Super Bowl after this win because you got Indianapolis. You got Buffalo. I'll even throw Pittsburgh in there. You got teams that are underneath the Chiefs and the Ravens that are chomping at the bit to try to prove their worth. And that's the landscape of football. I got the Ravens winning tonight. Now, in the NBA, the Miami Heat, I'm going to tell you something. Very impressed. Very impressed. It was a blood and guts win last night. I can tell you the biggest sequence. Iguodala went off a little bit in the third quarter. So they had a lead. The Celtics come back, and they come back by playing really good pressure defense, stealing the ball from Tyler Hero and Dragic 3 times. I saw 3 times where he stole the ball and got layups out of it. And they were really attacking Hero, and Hero was struggling. The last 2 games, he was struggling. Hero woke up in the fourth quarter, which shows me he's got poise to play bad in a pressure situation in the fourth quarter, make some very big shots. And I could give you the sequence that ended the Celtics season. The Celtics, he get a stop. Duncan Robinson hits a 26 3-point shot, 107-102. Tyler Hero drives in the lane, gets a layup. They're up 7. Then he finishes them off with another layup at 3:31 mark in the fourth quarter, a driving 4-foot floating bank shot in the lane. 112-102. And the Heat never look back. And the Heat, they have grit. They have toughness. I'm going to tell you the difference. I like what Charles Barkley and Shaq said. The Celtics are playing borderline hero ball. They were playing team ball, but it was like, okay, you take over, Smart. You take over, Walker. You take over, Tatum. You take over, Jaylen Brown. Your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. I agree with what they said. Miami Heat, everything was predicated off team ball. Even Butler turned down shots to try to get better shots. The pure team ball that Eric Spoelstra plays. He said this is his 5th NBA Finals. And I don't think he got enough credit for the ones he did with LeBron when he went to 4 straight. He's back. And he coached a little better than Brad Stevens. And he's back in the finals, and he deserved it. And Miami's got a lot of toughness, and they're going to need it because LA Lakers – and it finished off, and I told you Saturday, they were going to finish off the Denver Nuggets in 5. And I knew that LeBron wanted to get rid of him. This wasn't the Clippers. You were playing a guy that's on a mission, him and Davis and the rest of the team. And Frank Vogel, I'm glad he gets credit for being a really good coach. And he's going to get his credit. But LeBron was just outstanding, making shot after shot after shot. And he was big in the fourth quarter. And he hit a turnaround fade that put him up. Then he hit a 3-pointer that put him up 11 with 2:33 left, and they celebrated. And he was outstanding, and he took the game over. Sometimes he likes to pass, and he'll score if it's a layup. He just said, you know what? I'm finishing these dudes. I'm not giving these guys a chance. They've come back from 3-1 twice. It's not happening. And that's what the great ones do. That's what the Magics, the Kobe's, and the Birds, and all, I'll name them all. They know how to get you out when they have a chance to send you home. And that's what he did. There's a lot of things, I think, that goes into the equation of LeBron James. He saw The Last Dance. Everybody, because everybody, oh, LeBron, they're younger. He's the great. Younger people start to say, wow, Jordan is, because Jordan has more intangibles. He's a little more tougher. He wins. He's super clutch. Nobody in league history is more clutch than that guy. I don't think anyone will ever be. So it was just a lot of attention before the season started back up in the bubble. So I think LeBron felt a certain way, like, you know what? I want to win this title so some of that attention comes back to me, because he does like attention. He's an attention guy, good or bad, good and bad. So he wants that attention back. He's got it back, but he wants to win this title. He don't want 3-6. He don't want 3-7. I mean, if he loses, forget that. He wants to at least be number 2 in the conversation. I'm not putting them over Jordan even if they win, because they're supposed to win. But this is the problem with this series. The Miami Heat could care less about the LA Lakers. Bam is going to guard AD hard. They're going to come right after him defensively. They don't have the offense that Denver has, but they're smart on offense, and they have a better defense. And they're going to D up. Butler's going to get up in LeBron and dare him to try to go around him. And LeBron's going to go around him, and Bam is going to be there to block shots. They take charges. LA's going to have to make shots. I think what Spoelstra's going to do is pack it in and dare LA to shoot. And if they make shots, he's going to be like, God bless you. He's going to tell the guys, if we play a zone and defend, we win. Plain and simple. We zone it, pack it in, and then rebound, because it's hard to rebound sometimes out of a zone. LA is one of the best offensive rebound teams in the league, and they get a lot of their points off of offensive rebounds. So he's going to say, rebound and zone. We'll play man sometime, but zone them up. Dare Caruso and KCP and LeBron and AD. You can all have – I know you shoot it okay, but you all have your shots. But you're not getting inside, and you're not scoring on made baskets. That's not happening. For LA, they got to chase Tyler Hero off the three-point line. You must chase Tyler. You must treat Tyler Hero like he's their number 1 option. Butler, you defend Butler because he's probably going to still get his, but Tyler Hero is the one that can hurt you. Duncan Robinson and Hero have to be chased off the three-point line. Take their airspace away. And Boston didn't do that. I saw Duncan Robinson have the ball, look at his defender, then raise up and shoot over him. If Duncan Robinson has the ball, you get as close to Duncan Robinson as you humanly can without fouling him and make that joker drive to the basket. And LA, their three-point shooting defense will be the key, and their ability to get second shots during the zone, which will come. But I'm going to have time to break. I'm going to try to do a show Wednesday to break all that down. I got a young man who's a Heat fan, and we'll get to debate, since I'm a Laker fan, we'll get to debate that in the future. But Major League Baseball is set now, and my Cubbies play the Marlins. The Dodgers play Milwaukee. The Yankees play Cleveland. There's so many really good matchups in the first round. The Twins, who I root very hard for, play the Astros. I don't say I like or dislike teams when it comes, or people. I don't try to like – I really dislike the Astros. I'm rooting hard for the Astros. The way they cheated, and I'm going to be on the Astros for the next 2 years until I see Manfred put an asterisk on that fake championship they won, which I'll never acknowledge. I'll always be on the Astros. So I'll be rooting hard for the Twins in that series. Blue Jays, Rays. I think the Rays are the favorite to come out. I like their pitching. I like their clutch contact hitting. Everybody's swinging for the fences, but the Rays have good contact hitters. White Sox and Athletics, 2 up-and-coming teams. The National League is Cubs, Marlins, Braves, Reds. I like the Braves. Padres, Cardinals. I like the Cardinals. And Brewers, Dodgers. And I like the Dodgers, but you know what? With the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Braves, And even the Rays, if you're the favorite, this is rough because it's only 3 games, and all the underdog has to do is win 2, and you're home, and that's your end of your season. So if the Dodgers and the other favorites get past that first round, I go with chalk. I like the Dodgers and the Braves, the Rays. I'm not sure how I want to go with that. I want to see how this plays out first, but I believe I'm going to pick the Rays to go to worst. I really want to pick the Yankees. I don't trust them. They got to get past Cleveland. In Cleveland. Now, listen. The Cleveland Yankee matchup Tuesday is as good as you get because you got Jarrett Cole and Shane Bieber. If you don't know who Shane Bieber is, you're going to find out Tuesday. So that's a great matchup. Then when it comes to college football, the 2 best teams I see in the country are Alabama and Florida. It's not even close. I mean, it's hard to tell early in the season. I'm going to need a more of a body of work to really see all the teams and the sleeper teams because you got to have the Big Ten involved too. They're not involved yet, but the 2 best teams, I see Alabama won 38-19 in Missouri, and Florida beat an improving Ole Miss team with Lane Kiffin head coach, 51-35. Trash looked great. I'm always been a big fan of him. Florida's getting physical. They look like the Urban Meyer Florida now. And Bama's Bama. I'm going to put Clemson up there. I need to see Clemson. They got Miami in a couple of weeks. I'm going to see where Clemson is. But Alabama and Florida are like the 2 best teams in the country. Yeah, of course, Clemson is Clemson. I'll throw Clemson up there. Everybody's like, wow, LSU got upset. LSU lost a ton of players in the NFL. Players opted out because of the coronavirus. They don't have their best receiver, Chase. Their quarterback is a pedestrian quarterback at best. From what I see, Brennan was okay. He threw a couple Hail Mary plays, got touchdowns off it. And their defense is decimated because they don't have the guys. So it's going to take a while. I'm going to give LSU a pass this year. They're going to be better. I trust Coach Orgeron. But I like Mississippi State. They're KJ Costello, 623 yards, 5 touchdowns. My God, he matched what Russell Wilson did with his 5 touchdowns. So I like Mississippi State. I love the SEC West. Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Alabama, Auburn. Auburn won against Kentucky. But the East is pretty good. Kentucky's good. Tennessee is better. Georgia's always in it. Florida's going to beat Georgia this year. I think Georgia takes a slight step back. Florida's good. So the SEC is just no one's better than the SEC. They're stacked to the rim. Now, before I leave, I want to give a shout out to the Charlo brothers in boxing. Jamal and Jamel. Jamal won his middleweight title. Jamal Charlo needs to fight Canelo. Stop playing around. Make the deal. Get the deal done. Oh, Canelo prove it to me. Get him in the ring and get Charlo in the ring and let that fight happen. I don't hear all this garbage about, well, it won't be competitive. How do you know? I believe it's going to be very competitive. I believe that's going to be the toughest fight for Canelo because Canelo got past Jacobs and he didn't knock him out. He was able to get past him. And this is a tougher challenge. He's younger and he's hungry and he believes he can beat Canelo. And Canelo believes he can beat him. So let's get the fight on. Enough with all the money and all. Figure it out. And then Jamil Charlo, I'm sorry, I get them wrong. The junior middleweight champ, he beat Rosario with a perfectly timed body shot. He knocked him down, so his equilibrium wasn't good to begin with, Rosario. And then he hit him with a perfect body jab that popped him in the ribs. And he fell down. He went through convulsions. I started to get scared, but then he got up. He was all right. I think Jamel is going to fight Hurd next because he cleaned up the division. He beat everybody in the junior middleweight division. I mean, there's up-and-coming fighters, but we'll see. Well, had a lot of fun doing the show. Looking forward to doing Wednesday. You got all the Major League playoffs. It's funny, my Cubs and my Lakers play in the playoffs on the same day. That's going to be weird. And then it's just a great time in sports. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna get more guests, and we're gonna go to the next level.